That title mean almost mean everything. Not just to be a priest, not just to be a husband, but all in one. The problem of a man is not really it's not really the problem, but it's the way we are not prepared for it. It's the way the structure of family and society has become. It makes it difficult and very tough to be a priestly husband. You see, anything is difficult when you're not prepared for it. If you're going to run a marathon and you never ran before, you might kill yourself. If you know you're going to have marathon, you start doing that often, maybe daily. Start preparing your heart for that level of resistance, determination, persistence. Run for I don't know how long. And your heart get used to your muscles, your joint, even your brain get used to that we're going for long distance. If you do well, prepare really well, you're gonna be fine. If you wake up overnight, even happy, how much you are willing, you are not ready, you are not ready. I'm gonna ask a very, I don't know if it's a good question, but let me ask anyway. Any sister on the line testify to me that when you were a young woman growing up in your 20s, ready for marriage, then you were concerned about when you get married, where you going to put your husband? Where you going to, like, I'm talking about lodging, right? Where you going to get a house for a husband and your children? How are you going to provide? How are you going to protect? How things going to be? Any woman ever have that burden? Raise your hand. Sister Rhonda, let people speak. I need that for 2 minutes and then close it again. Any woman on this line, young, ready to get married, and your concern is how I'm going to provide for this man and my children. Where I'm going to put them, like for lodging, for a house, for apartment, whatever. What I'm going to do. Do I need extra job? How things gonna be? Any woman raise your hand if that was your concern. Let's go.
No.
Never.
You see? Now I want to tell a little bit about men life. Many of us, I will talk about myself a little bit. We get married because we don't feel ready. Not only feel ready, but you realize that you are not ready for the responsibility to play the main role as a husband, the main role as a priest, the main role as a father, the main role as a provider, the main role in the society, the main role to your family-in-law. It just continue, never stop. That's why many men don't get married early, because they realize that they need a little more preparation. It is not easy. Back then, the society prepared men much better than now. Back then, man was growing up having a very clear idea of what's waiting for him. Yeah, they have a farm, they can grow enough food to feed the family. They have a trade to make some extra money. And it was different. Society was very supportive. So many society where men come together to build a house for one man. Men come together to go to one man land, like a farm, You have like 20 men will go to one person farm and do the whole work one day. The society was very organized back then, very supportive, very manly, until slowly, all of that's removed. It became very difficult, not just to be able to provide, but also to play the role of a priest in a home. I came to this church very young. I never heard any seminar on a man priesthood. It might exist somewhere, but I just never heard about it. So I'm going to start giving some seminar like that from next year, God willing. So we are not prepared to play a huge role. You see a lot of young men delay marriage. They love the sister. Is God way to get married? But the man realized that, okay, I will live with my parents freely. I graduate from college. Now we're gonna need an apartment, maybe one bedroom, maybe two. Because you get pregnant in the next year, you don't even know what's gonna happen. Maybe you're looking for one child and two come out. So it went from one person who can even take care of himself to four in a year. In 1 year, all that can happen to a man. He can switch from getting married, take care of himself and a wife, then in the next 9 months, two people added to it will become four. Or before you know, it can go to six very easily. And all of this need to eat, need to have a place to stay, need to be educated, you need a patient, got to deal with every character. It continues. If one little car is okay, little Toyota was okay, now you have six people in the family, you don't have enough space to change the car. If one bedroom apartment was okay, now you can't do it anymore. Before you know it, your expenses can quadruple super quick. And it makes us get very concerned before even thinking about marrying you. That's just about the physical power, like the financial power of it. The main thing is character maturity to handle your children of different character, the wife emotion, the in-law, and all of that. Men need to face all of that. Plus his own family, his mother, his father, his brother and sisters. Then if he has any responsibility in the church as an elder, he had to handle all of that. Then his job, he might be a manager. He got to handle all of that. Then it just keep continuing. It takes a lot to be a man. At least the one that want to be faithful. So there's a lot of reality about manhood that women they don't know, but they are not, I would say, not aware of the dimension. It's no joke. A lot of, ask any young man, they're going to tell you that it's not because they don't want to get married. They just, when they think about the responsibility, they back up. And now you're in a society where no matter how much you sacrifice yourself, it's not enough. You are not good enough. So that's how hard it is to be a man. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing men to women. No, we don't do that. Women play their role. It's difficult for them at their level. So next we're going to talk about that. For those who are new on the line, we don't do men against women. No, we don't do that. We don't do men versus women. No, we do men and women in one. Okay. They are different, but they are complementary. That's what we teach. We don't teach any competition, any selflessness, no. Any selfishness. No. Women life difficult at their level. The way God built them for what they are called to do. Women life difficult as well. Remember my wife had a C-section? It was hard. I went to get her from the bed, I need to help. To get her to the shower, I need to help to shower, everything. Huh? There was a time where you gotta be pumping the milk in the night. There's no sleep. It's not easy for them either. They face death every time they're gonna give birth to the child. They gotta face death literally. It's difficult for them at their level. So we are not comparing, but I'm just describing this for now. When we get to the women time next week, we're going to talk about that. So, but the main thing God expects from a man is more than just providing, and providing is a ministry. I want you to follow carefully. Provision for family is more than just have money and buy food or buy stuff or pay the rent. No, it had to be done in the level and the mentality of the mysterious power of your provision. There are men that can boast, oh, I do everything in this house. I provide for you. What else do you need from me? You can hear in the voice, there's no ministry in it. You just are like a duty, just do it. No, how to have a ministerial, okay? How to be a ministry that a man is ministering to his family. I sacrifice my days every day. I have 2 jobs to minister unto wife and children, to provide. It is a ministry. It's ministering to your family. That's why when the men failed to do it, the Bible says that you are worse than an infidel, than a Gentile. So it's necessary that a man role be understood, and much more in the context of the godly design. Then we will realize that men are not prepared for their work. That's why it's so difficult for them. And the more we understand them, then there will be a need of the society to provide training for wife to understand much more the husband role they need to play, then they are not prepared for it. They are not very much equipped for it. I'm going to read from the 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. Read. But if any man provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. This is strong words. So men, you can maybe inherit things from your parent, or you can be doing well in life, financially can provide for your family. Great. But if that transform you into a beast, abusive, oh, I provide everything in this house, why I deserve this, then when your language become like that, you're no longer in the ministry. You're in a position of a dictator, a ruler, and God doesn't operate in any marriage like that. So it's more than just providing, more than just buying thing or paying for rent or mortgage. You must have a dimension of ministry. You must carry a spirit of caring, a spirit of obeying divine order in divine institution. Because marriage is 100% absolutely divine institution. And a man should carry his duties with trembling and reverence to God. It's ministering to your wife and to your children. It's not just about giving, no. So no man should boast about, no. You should give God glory when He gives you the opportunity and the grace to be able to do it, and do it godly. You never claim anything you deserve because you are able to do it. Now, instead, give glory to God. So it is very important that men understand their role, and also the society understand the role of man, and make it, I would say, make it much possible. I don't want to say easy, but make it much possible, much doable. Because when the very people you sacrifice for understand you, there's nothing much rewarding than that. Just to know that your wife understands the load you are carrying. Children understand. And they express that in a simple spirit of cooperation, of letting you play your role without putting too much hindrance. It make a man's life so good. I mean, very good. But in all of this, if you're gonna meet the constant contradiction from wife, constant disrespect from the very children you are thinking about daily, thinking about their future, their school, all of this, praying for them, and all you get from a wife is disrespect, or you get from children the same thing, then you question yourself, what's the role you're playing in this house? That is the main frustration for most of the godly men. I'm not talking about irresponsible, unprepared, ungodly men. No, talking about the men that understand your role and with the fear of God and trembling are committed to play that role. If they don't have the support from wife and children, it becomes difficult. It's almost like pulling the tip of the crocodile, very hard. So we want to help the men to understand their role, because when they don't understand their role and they cannot play, it becomes a frustration to the wife as well. The men need to be aware of that. Every man need to know what expect from you to play your role, the role you are not prepared for. Your children expect you to be the great man, to be their rock, that foundation for them. You might not be fully equipped for it, but they expect it anyway because they can expect it from somebody else. So you also need to wake up to your role. And slowly, if you are waking up to correct it, and they are waking up to understand you, slowly going to bring what? A complete harmony. Everything will become really good. So that is the purpose of this presentation. Bring the men to the full understanding of their role and ask God for help and wisdom to start quickly reforming their lives. Start being that man that honestly, godly love the wife and cherish her. Provide and give a plan, give a vision, and do it God way. That a woman can see that, yes, I can rely on you because you rely on God. And then both of us work together all the time because doing it godly way. You are not a dictator. You are not somebody that say my way or nothing. No, but in everything, say, wife, this is what the Bible says. This is what we're going to do. You start leading by it is written, by the word of God. That's how men should lead. Many men, we never have any real teaching on a man, on a God leadership in a house. You can't lead anybody. Not even God. And if God lead, how he lead? He lead by his word. So we are men, we are not prepared like that. So we try our best. Unfortunately, our best is not enough because it's not godly. Sometimes we want to, but we don't have, we are not prepared for it. So it's difficult for men to function. So we are not prepared to be a priest the way it should be. We are not prepared financially to handle all the financial pressure. We are not prepared emotionally to deal with wife character, children character, in-law characters. You're going to deal with all of that. Sometimes they all end up in your house. It can be a serious pressure on you. It can get you sick and dead. It can be very hard. Plus that you have a job, you might be promoted to be a manager. Another pressure, they give extra money, but it's extra pain as well. And then you are elder in the church, or another one. So when a man start understanding, want to take full responsibility, sit down with your wife and express to her the pressure it takes. And if it's possible, express clearly that you need cooperation. That's what submission means to man. We don't need you to say, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. We don't need that. What we need from you, what we call submission, is cooperation. So when I come to you with a concern, with a thought, I expect from you a cooperation. That's what submission means to, at least to me. Submission does not mean whatever I say goes. No, it means whatever we need to do, I need your cooperation, your godly cooperation, not your emotions, not how you feel. Once you go to God and pray, once you go to come back, say, okay, honey, let's follow God where. That is what submission really means to a godly man. So there is a call from both sides, from the men to level up what God has called them to do. That's what we are built to be physically stronger, even have a bigger brain. Anybody hear me? It's for a reason. God didn't give us a big muscle and bigger brain, big everything for no reason. Even give us the gift to be focused on women. And women are given the gift to be able to manage many things at the same time, manage the children, manage the cooking, manage. And their brain keeps constantly working. You are built for that. Men are built to be laser focused, to lead. We are designed differently and to be complementary. And when we surrender to it, we see everything become easy. It works perfectly by divine power. So let me share a little bit of the slide I have here. The priestly husbandhood. Now the dimension of the husbandhood, right? Number one, husband is called to have the image of God. That's the first thing a woman should look for in a man. Do you have the image of God? What does it mean? The selflessness of God. That's the first thing you should look for. And what does this really mean? A man that will not do his will, but seek for God's will in everything. That's the first thing a woman should seek for in a man, in a husband. They want the man they want to turn into husband. Number two, man in Eden at work. You want a man at work. God created Adam in his image and he put him in the garden to work. And in that garden, he gave him what? 4 rivers, 4 streams of income. And that should be taught to every young man. And in their 15, 14, 15, they need to be taught very early. This is what is waiting for you. Unfortunately, we don't do that these days. It used to be like that. But the Jews do it very well. They teach their young men the very responsibility of a husband. Number three, husband as a father. Father means source. That's what God is called our Father, meaning the source. The source is where everything flows from. So the husband needs to make sure that he can give the godly education in his house. He can provide for the need of the family. He can be the shield. The husband can spend a night praying for the wife and children, interceding for them. You are a source for physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual protection, provision, guidance. Number four, husband as a priest under Christ's high priesthood. This is serious. So a priest, by definition, is someone who doesn't do his own will. A priest minister unto the people. You see, and a priest minister on behalf of the people. You see, the priests represent the people unto God. And a prophet is the mouth of God unto the people. And the priest does both. The priest receive and give to the people, and from and on behalf of the people intercede to God. That's why you look at Job, he's constantly interceding for his children. Even though he's rich, have a whole lot of money, have a lot of servants. But that role, nobody can play that role. Intercession, you cannot hire a priest to play that role. You got to play that role as a husband. A man in Eden, in God's presence, a man that fear God. Money can buy that. Anything your husband want to do, he look for God with him. That is a safety for a woman. Godly man is more than a billionaire. He can travel, you feel safe because you know your husband will not sleep around, will not bring any disease in the house, will not be venturing around, like belong to the whole community. It gives such a peace of mind and security to women. Of course, godly women that value godly thing. Nowadays, money almost replaces everything, unfortunately. The money can buy characters. Sorry. So these are the first main 4 things that men need. Okay, as a husband, these are the dimension of your. Next one is, so let's start. Husband as, the person that have the image of God. So like I said, the image of God mean selflessness, also mean productivity. So a man that have the image, which is the image of creativity as well. A man at work in Eden. It's one of the things men men need help from father and from society to create a force of income. Genesis chapter 2, verse 10. It said, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted, and it became into 4 heads. And the first one is called Pison, first river. Second one is called Gihon. The third one is called Hiddekel. And the fourth one is called Euphrates. And the water is source of life. So why God need 4 rivers for just 2 people? No, you don't need any 4 rivers. It's a symbol. It's a very important symbol that should be understood. Husband as a source for emotional support. Children get to a point where they need a lot of support, especially a teenager. They are very confused. There's a moment they need a father more than anything. Today they lie to women that, oh, you can be everything to your son. No, you can't. You can have money, everything, but you cannot help a boy to become a man. You don't have it to give. I'm sorry. There's a role that men play in the life of a boy. The woman can't do it. It's not because you are incapable, it's because you are not equipped for it. Same thing for women. A man can be rich, can provide for everything for his little girl, but he cannot teach him very much and play the role of how to be a wife. Men don't have it to give. That's why everyone play its role in the family. That godly role. Husband as a priest, and I leave it there for a reason. This is the most difficult part of it, more than the ability to provide. The work of a priest is a very, very difficult work because you are between God and the people. Especially when your children are in their teens, they're going to be making a lot of immature decisions. And as a father, you're going to be interceding, you're going to be guiding, and going to be between them and God. Is the most difficult thing for a father to do. Very. Next one is the teaching of the Bible in a home. In some home, if unfortunately people get married before they become Adventists. So husband and wife get married, their husband, their father and mother, and then the husband become Adventist. And the wife remain Catholic or something else. Oh yeah, now we have a problem. It's going to be difficult to play the role of a priest in that house because children mostly follow the mother. So if the wife is not Adventist and now father become Adventist, he want to lead godly way. You want to teach the Bible. Anytime he says something against Catholic doctrine, the mother going to be saying no, and children follow the mother. And he going to reach the point he can't do it anymore. Or you can be in the same Adventist home, but some kind of view, liberal view. The husband might want some reform in the home, the reform for health, and the mother don't want that. Children are going to follow the mother anyway. So you got to realize that to play the role of a priest is extremely difficult because you can't force, you can't change character, you can't do anything. Let me illustrate how difficult it is for a man. Let's look at how God handled it. In the wilderness, God was providing, he rained manna from heaven every day except the Sabbath. But God cannot force the people into the promised land. He cannot force the people to change their character. So even God can do it. How much less a husband can do it? Are you seeing the point so far? You can work hard to provide for family. You can be, very much whatever, learn 1,000 ways to invest here and there, work hard. Yes. But when it comes to priestly work, you have no power, none. Because you're going to deal with a choice that wife and children are going to make, even yourself. And it wasn't that many of us, as husbands, we are ignorant. We don't know the Bible. We can't read the Bible in our homes. So it's a very difficult position to play the role of a priest in that kind of environment where yourself, you are not equipped, you are not prepared. Then the family is not ready to follow. Oh no, you get lost. And what happened is most of the men, when they get confused about it, they run into silence, will not say anything, start talking very less. Children will not listen, so he don't say anything. Why can't cooperate? So he let everything be. Before you know it, things start breaking down slowly. In our home, our big problem is ignorance and a lack of obedience. And it can be fixed. So may all the men become humble and be aware of their role that they are coming short to play. And a wife understand the dimension of men work, men position. I asked a question previously. How many women need to be concerned about where to put, where we're going to live when you get married? No. So I was saying that women don't need to worry about, I'm going to get married when my husband going to stay. I'm going to get married, how I'm going to feed him. We get married, how I'm going to take care of the children. No. Women concerned we'll talk about that next week. What she also needs to be concerned about. She will be transforming that house into a home. She can be a godly helpmate. Our role, we'll talk about it next week. Just to illustrate the pressure of being a man, that a man become much conscious about it, and a woman also willing to be patient with the man. So that is what tonight's presentation is about, that we get ready about. So for the priest, this is my suggestion. We need a whole presentation on how to be a priest, and I think I will do that sometime this month. You'll need a whole presentation for just the priesthood. What it takes to be a priest in a home. It's more than reading Sabbath school with your people, Read one page a day and read the Bible and pray. Great. But you realize that over the year, your children are going to be very ignorant. Anybody hear that? Over the years, you realize that your children are going to grow up in the church very ignorant. That means the priestly work was not fully done. When they get to college and they get out of college, they're not going to church anymore. Why? They don't have a solid foundation. Because you did not have it to give it to them. So I'm going to have a whole presentation only on man priesthood in detail. What it takes to be the priest in the home. But this evening, we want the men to wake up to their role and the women to understand the seriousness of men calling and a man role in the house so that they will be much willing to cooperate with them, to encourage, to support, that man can play his role much easier. Amen? So we are calling the men to look at this carefully. These 4 elements. Men that have husbands that have the image of God. So every man check again. Are you humble like Christ? If not, it's not too late. The moment you start saying, Lord, help me. How do you get like that? Meditate on his selflessness daily. In his incarnation, in his crucifixion, in his willingness to share his nature and his throne with us. Number 2, man in Eden. As a husband, ask God for wisdom and guidance. The God that feed in the wilderness, the God that gave understanding to Jacob, the God that gave and helped Joseph in Egypt, he will help you make a way. If you make up your mind today to set up force of income for your family, he will help you guide it. Work with your wife with this. It will come to pass. He will guide you, put people on your way. He will definitely give you. He, the God that command water to gush out of the rock where it's less or not even expected from. The same God will guide and lead and help you to fulfill their role. Every man get on your knees, ask God for wisdom. Lord, how can I set up force of income for my family right here, like in Eden? He will help you to do that. Then a man go ahead to be the source. Be the source of counsel. When your wife have some concern, have need direction, come to you, say, wife, let's go in prayer and fasting and ask God for direction. You are the source, your support. Your children need to choose a major in college. Your husband, you go in prayer, ask God for revelation. What my son should do in college, what my daughter should do. That is your job as a husband. That from you, they will receive the source of guidance, of provision, of wisdom. It's hard, but that's the only way to go. Then finally, the priesthood. Everything is there. How our opening Sabbath, how the priest guide the household. I encourage every Adventist home to have Friday as a day of reconciliation. Yes, a day of, we have to reconcile daily. But at the end of the week, they must have a preparation of the heart for the Sabbath. They must have a reconciliation. They must have a willful preparation for the holy convocation. It's to be taught in a home as a priest. Devotion should not just be a devotional book. The husband should be teaching everyone to devote their life to God. Just giving you some foretastes for the teaching on a man priesthood. The doctrine of the church should be taught at home. As Adventist men, it is your duty to teach the invested judgment and atonement, like the 7 biblical proof of the invested judgment and atonement should be taught whole by the husband. The entire, how the whole world is confused about the mark of the beast. The husband should teach at home, take the Bible and show that only the 144,000 will overcome, 144,000 will overcome the beast, the image, the mark, and the number. It's your role. If we can revive every man, if we can put in any Adventist home a godly man to teach every doctrine, the devil will have no power again in our churches. When you see the church being weak, it's not just about pastors becoming what we are now today, but also because the men are not prepared to play the role of priest in the home. Health message. Why is so hard in the home? Because the priests are not preaching God health message in the home. Look at Israel. It's the role of the priest to teach everything about health. Check it out very well. It's the role of the priest. Health message will be handled in a home, to be taught in a home by the husband. Unfortunately, a lot of husbands don't follow. It's most of the people that take medical mission training are women. Men have departed from their role very badly, unfortunately. So I'm going to stop right here so that I don't go ahead of myself, that we can take few questions. But to make the message for tonight easy and simple, the man-husband role is right here. Okay, your priestly husbandhood is in 4 dimensions, the image of God. Men need to become like Christ in character. In a love relationship with Christ, men need to allow Christ to cleanse them daily. We are many, we don't even know how to address our wife and children. We are harsh in the word. Let's for God start teaching you and rebuking you daily. You're going to become wiser, patient, learn how to address problems, how to talk to your children, to your wife. It's a whole lot of education. I'm going through that right now. Image of God is a big deal. Every man needs to get into it. Learn how to be Christ-like in your home. How to reflect that character in your home is no joke. The wife need a patient, understandable, caring, thoughtful, more than you having any million of forever to provide for her. She want to feel safe. That she won't say one word and you turn it into a whole lot of fire. No. So we are many, we didn't see our father love our mother. So we don't even know how it look like. You gotta learn it. All learn it. Learning how to treat your wife, how to express that selflessness of God to your wife. You must learn it. To your children, when your children do wrong, how do you correct it? Sometimes they might need your care, your understanding. And why, if you need to punish them, you explain to them, pray with them first. So the way Christ handled sin, the way Christ handled a sinner, that's why the husband needs to be learning daily. When anybody, Mary or anyone that's rejected by society, how Christ handled it. And the men start learning Christ's way of handling problem in a home, handling the disturbance, rebellion, the rebellion of a teenager. You got to learn this from Christ. This is very deep stuff. All right. So men, let us become like Christ in character, in his priesthood, in everything, and much more the selfless character. Number 2, husband, you need a plan. Work with God and with your wife to get source of income in that home. Reduce the expenses, like go deep in this with your wife. Number 4, be the source every day. Be the father. Father means source. Source for wisdom, source for spiritual life, source for finance, source for understanding, source for everything. You are the source. This is called father. And number 4, husband as a priest, we're going to have a more presentation just on that one. All right? So wife, understand it's hard to be a man and be more cooperative. That's what submission really means. When your husband going through all this pressure, when he finish to fight the whole world, he should not come to fight you at home. He should come to you and rest. Amen. Thank you so much for your time. Let's take a few questions then.